Hello, everybody. It's Jmulls of Jmulls Gaming here. Today to predict the second job coming in Final Fantasy XIV EndWalker. We know of one. We know of the Sage. Sage is a healer job, and I'm really looking forward to it. I don't tend to play healers that much, but I am looking forward to it nonetheless. However, that is not the job I want to talk about today. I've already talked about the Sage on the channel. You know it, you love it. But the job I want to talk about is the Reaper. Because I am convinced that the second job coming in EndWalker is the Reaper. And today, I want to explain why. So, we know one thing about the second job that will be announced in May. It's that it's a physical melee DPS. They said that at the announcement. I believe it's a Reaper, and I believe it's going to be Xenos' job. So let me just find him. This song's great, by the way. Good, it's so good. I am in full belief that, one, this is a Scythe. I believe Mr. Happy got this freaking prediction correct. I believe this is a Scythe, and that Xenos is going to pick it up. And that Xenos is going to pick it up the moment he comes over here in the expanded trailer. Because you can see, it's only over here, it's not over here as well. If this was like just a mechanism of this like structure here, it would be symmetrical here. But it's not. So I believe this is I agree with the opinion that this is a Scythe. I believe it's going to be a job that wields a Scythe. I believe it's going to be Reaper because Xenos as a Reaper and the Warrior of Light as a Paladin is just too easy of a layup not to make. It's like, yeah, us representing life versus Xenos representing death. It just makes sense. It just makes sense. Actually, let me have this playing in the background. And then over here, I heard that it looked like someone had a freaking Scythe over here. Let's see if we can find it, shall we? Yeah. Oh, maybe down there? I don't know. It took me an absurdly long time, because I remember seeing a Scythe in this image, I just couldn't freaking remember where. Because I thought it was around here. If you look closely right here, I'm not going to say this is a Scythe, because this honestly could just be like an enemy in the dungeon, which is what I kind of believe it is. But you can kind of see like a Scythe-like thing. Like, I think this is flimsy, like, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, like, for future reference, maybe. But honestly, I feel like the most compelling evidence is, one, just how well the aesthetic would mesh with Xenos. And contrast that with us as the Warrior of Light as Paladin. As well as the two shirts that Yoshi P wore, because those tend to hint at something. He hinted at Vieira with a Bugs Bunny shirt for Shadowbringers. He had a shirt for Samurai and Batman for Dark Knight. And I feel like he's hinting at Reaper. Or maybe, if not Reaper, then like Death Knight or something. And I feel like it's an aesthetic that physical DPS especially really needs. Because outside of Dragoon, there's not really any like Knight-esque DPS we have in the game. They all tend to be tank. And Dragoon, well, a Reaper's not exactly like, you know what I'm talking about was in terms of aesthetic though. It'll be a nice aesthetic niche that DPS kind of needs in my opinion. They don't really have any like dark and macabre-esque aesthetics for DPS. Maybe Summoner, but barely then. Maybe Black Mage, but it's Black Mage go Burr. I feel like Reaper, and you plug that into physical DPS, it's a nice fit. Also, it helps if you make it either Dragoon gear or Ninja gear, it helps make those like gear subsets not just for one job specifically, which I always kind of find annoying. I think it meshes better with maiming to be with Dragoon in terms of the gear, in terms of gearing. That's what I'm hoping for. It's what I think is going to happen. But also, like, we know Xenos broke his sword. Let's just go, like, I'm going to delve more into this Xenos part of the theory for a little bit. We know Xenos broke his sword, and if we assume that that is to represent a job change and not him just picking up a different samurai sword, then Reaper fits him with like a glove. He doesn't care about the rest of the world. He just cares about beating us. Like I said, Xenos as Reaper versus us as Paladin, it just makes too much sense. And I feel like the people that are trying to think of anything else involving a Scythe to be the job except for like Reaper or Death Knight, you kind of like this. You're kind of just ignoring the obvious because you're trying to believe that there's some more like deeper level to this. I don't think there is. I think it's literally just we're getting a Reaper or Death Knight job. Maybe not called that. Maybe it's not called that specifically, but it's that aesthetic. You know what I'm talking about. Also, the full moon, Reaper. Come on. Yeah, I just think it's a layup. And I feel like in the expanded trailer, we'll get in May, Xenos will continue to walk out, he'll pick up the scythe and he'll like do a pose or something. And then he'll walk back and sit down like this. And the scythe will be like next to him or something. I feel like that's going to be part of the expanded trailer. And they're just holding off for now. Because it's also just like process of elimination. Like, what other physical DPS could we get that would fit in with the clues we have right now? I can't think of any. Especially with his with Yoshi P's shirts. Because he wore two with Reapers on them. One of which is a band I forget the name of. But they have a song involving a Reaper. Like, it feels like a layup to me at this point. Like, I know there was one theory going around of it being a Templar because I believe the reference Yoshi P had on his second shirt, but not the no comment shirt, the shirt he had on after that, during the reveal. Like, the director or someone was named, like, Templar or something, and we're like, oh, okay, so it might be a Templar. And if we didn't have that second shirt reveal, I would kind of agree that it would probably be equally likely. Not actually, no, I wouldn't, because I believe it would be a Xenos job, and I don't see Xenos as a holy knight of justice, you know. There's theories that maybe it's not a Scythe job, maybe it's a hammer job. And if you view this like this is the handle, and the hammer goes out to here, and, like, this is part of the hammer. I don't think it is, but maybe? Like, it kind of, angle-wise, it kind of lines up. I could kind of see that. I still think, I don't see Xenos with a hammer. I think Xenos with a scythe makes more sense than a hammer, just aesthetically. So yeah, that's my thoughts. I don't really want to go too far into this, because we don't have that much detail, or it's just a prediction, it's just a theory, could be wrong, could be right, who knows? We do this for fun. So, thank you all for tuning in. My pleasure for making the video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe if you like the video and you want to see more content. I know I would appreciate it. Stay safe out there. Have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye, everybody. It's totally a Reaper.